I had a pretty small view of God's grace and a large confidence in my flesh.
I was a believer, but never reached out to the point of allowing Him to change me.
I felt a certain amount of financial pressure, pressure from my wife, just the general pressures of life kind of closing in on me.
And I felt frustrated with the church and the religious system, and I even felt frustrated and disappointed with God because I felt like I lived up to my end of the deal, but He hadn't.
It just seemed like everything around me, nothing was working, and I was kind of at a point of just being at the end of my rope.
When I got involved with QLD, I began to realize that I'd been working at maturity rather than allowing Christ to change me.
I began to realize that what I was becoming, the kind of person I was becoming, was a lot more important to God than what I could gain or what I could accomplish.
I see transformation occurring in the Saturday morning groups that I've held with women.
Being discipled myself was an experience that I've never had before, and it gave me a heart to want to disciple others the same way I was discipled.
God has done a major transformation in my life, a process of healing and restoration and freedom.
The Christian life has become much more enjoyable experience and less about doing certain things, but experiencing His power and joy in my life.
It wasn't something that I just was out on an island having to figure out for myself.
And it meant a lot to me just to see examples in other men in this group, some of the struggles they went through.
I knew in my heart that this was something real because this was fruit that was being produced that I had absolutely no way to cultivate myself.
I'm learning to accept the circumstances and trying to have ears to hear what God is trying to teach me.
It has renewed my passion for ministry, and God has opened the door at my church to lead the young adults ministry.
I think it's caused me to seek out community, to create community for others, to create open and honest places.
It was something that allowed me to be able to want to be a better husband, a better father.
As a mother, I'm not shocked when my kids fail anymore. I think initially when failures would occur, it crushed me because I expected so much of my kids. But now I understand that failure is part of life and it's okay. You know, that God's got them at a certain point and He will redeem them and bring them back. And it's not my job to fix it.
I've learned to be much more sympathetic as well as empathetic and caring and willing to step in to people's pain, whereas I perhaps was reluctant to before.
I remember the senior pastor I was working with, he came to me and said that, you know, whatever it is that's happening in you, I want for myself.
I think people see by example the type of person that you are. It allows them to ask questions and allows you to be put in a position to where you can be used by God.
It's not about just learning a concept and walking away with it, but it's ingraining it in your heart.
And it's allowed me to have a greater level of influence and love towards those people around me.
And it makes me want to reach out to them and to share this experience, this process, this follow me process with them.